In the early 1200s, Mongolia was less a nation and more a collection of feuding tribes who spent most of their energy raiding each other's livestock and holding grudges older than some empires. Then along came a man born as Temüjin, who unified these squabbling clans through a mix of brilliant strategy, ruthless pragmatism, and an apparently unmatched talent for making enemies regret ever meeting him. History remembers him better as Genghis Khan, and by 1206 he had done the impossible, turned Mongolia's chaos into a single terrifyingly organized war machine. What followed was the fastest, large-scale conquest in human history up to that point. The Mongols swept through Central Asia, Persia, China, and into Europe, eventually building an empire stretching from Korea to Hungary, the largest contiguous land empire the world has ever seen. Their secret wasn't just brutality, though there was plenty of that. It was organization. Mongol horsemen used a relay messaging system called the Yam, allowing information and orders to travel faster across Asia than most European kingdoms could send a letter across their own borders. They adapted foreign siege technology almost instantly, recruited skilled engineers from conquered peoples, and enforced strict meritocratic promotion within the army, meaning a talented shepherd's son could rise to command thousands. Compare that to contemporary Europe, where your career prospects were mostly decided by which noble family you happened to be born into. The Mongols also, somewhat surprisingly, enforced religious tolerance and protected trade routes fiercely, creating the so-called Pax Mongolica, a period where the Silk Road flourished more safely than ever before. Goods, ideas, and yes, unfortunately, diseases moved across continents faster than at any previous point in history. It's not an exaggeration to say the Mongols accidentally globalized the medieval world, for better and for considerably worse. So how did an empire this dominant collapse? Mostly it turns out empires this large tend to buckle under their own weight. After Genghis Khan's death in 1227, the empire was divided among his descendants into separate khanates, and family unity didn't exactly hold. Succession disputes turned bloody and frequent, distances made centralized control almost impossible, and regional khanates increasingly acted like independent countries who just happened to share a family tree. Kublai Khan, ruling in China, and his relatives elsewhere in Persia and Russia had less in common by the 1260s than distant cousins arguing over inheritance at a funeral. Then came the era's ultimate wild card, the Black Death, likely spread in part along Mongol-controlled trade routes, devastated populations across Asia and Europe, crippling economies the Mongols depended on. Combined with rebellions, like the one that eventually overthrew Mongol rule in China and established the Ming dynasty in 1368, the empire fractured piece by piece. In the end, the Mongols didn't lose to a single rival army. They were undone by the very scale of their success. An empire too vast, too diverse, and too spread out for any one family to hold together forever.